It does give one a sense of disquieting unease. When you feel as though the ground is moving beneath you. When you feel as though you can't say basic things that are true. Things like communism is bad. Or a man is a man and a woman is a woman. If you say these sorts of things, then you're cast out of polite society. And that really means that there are stakes to this clown show. It's all dumb, but there are actual stakes to that. And that's why activism is really, truly important. So tonight I want to give you 7 tips on activism as you move forward into your college career. First tip, read. So I know everybody wants to be on TV. And listen, I've been doing this since I was 17 years old. I remember being your age wasn't all that long ago. Because there's so many media outlets, because there's such a hunger for conservative content, there is an incentive structure that leads people to get out there before they are ready. It leads people to get out in the public eye before they have fully formed thoughts. And that's a dangerous thing. As somebody who's writing a syndicated column at 17, I can guarantee you that most of my stupidest ideas came in the first 5 years of writing that column. People who are experts on a topic are people who have read 10 books on a topic. People who are qualified to speak on TV about a topic are people who have read an article on a topic. Be the person who reads 10 books on the topic, not the person who read the article on the topic. And this means listen more than you talk, at least for now. And the second tip is that you should understand your own principles. You really need to understand what you believe at a core root level. There's a lot of pressure in politics to sort of follow the leader. There's a lot of pressure to think like a person who you admire. And I've always encouraged folks that they shouldn't always just defend somebody they admire because they admire that person. Maybe the person has a bad idea. Now, I love Ronald Reagan. That doesn't mean that every single thing that Ronald Reagan ever did is something that I agree with. You need to follow the evidence. And that means that you should be constantly guided by new facts and new evidence that are brought to bear. If you're not changing your mind constantly, if you're not constantly rethinking and integrating new facts, then you're not doing your job. If your perspective is so thickened that nothing is able to penetrate it, then you essentially become akin to a leftist. The third tip for activists, this one is very practical. Stay off social media. Stay off of it. Have a news feed on Twitter. Have a news feed on Facebook. Check Instagram. Don't post anything for the rest of your life. Social media ruins your life. I don't just mean this in terms of you post something and then 10 years later people come after you with something that you posted, which is the current sport. The virtue signaling by which people go back into the past, grab something, then use it as a club against you. No, it doesn't matter that you're high schoolers, by the way. They'll do it. It doesn't matter. It really has no relevance what age you are. As long as you are an enemy, they will do whatever they can to ruin you. It's not just that. It's also that social media contributes to a really ugly sense of self-aggrandizement. You think people are thinking about you all the time. A fourth tip, and this is hard given what I've just said, you need to stay open-minded to people who disagree with you so long as they are open-minded with you. There has to be a quick protection mechanism, and that is when you realize that something is a bad faith criticism, when you realize that people are saying things to you just to be ugly or hurtful or to attack your character, the curtain has to come down immediately. It has to descend immediately, and that's the end of the conversation, and that's the end of the communication. The fifth tip is that, as a corollary of this, you should identify the purpose of each conversation. You have to determine whether it's a conversation that is designed to inform you. Is it a conversation that's designed to allow you to bounce ideas off somebody? Is it a public debate where the goal is obviously to defeat the person who is across from you or to destroy their viewpoint? Right? What exactly is the purpose of the conversation? As an activist, you really do have to identify this stuff in the first 30 seconds. Okay. The sixth point for activists is you must behave well. No matter what you purport to say, no matter what it is that you represent, understand that the best thing that you can do for your philosophy, this is true for left, right, and center, but particularly if you're conservative, where you're held to a higher behavioral standard than a lot of folks on the left. How you behave in public is how you are going to recruit people to your ideology. Maybe just because you disagree with someone, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily a bad person. Then maybe they're actually a nice person. And that if you deal with somebody on a one-on-one level, maybe you have to rethink what you think of them in terms of character. Be the person who makes people rethink in your daily life. Be that person. Make sure that you're continuing to have fun while still maintaining good character. The kind of fun that you have shouldn't be at the expense of anything except bad ideas. If you're having fun at the expense of bad ideas, that is a lot of fun. I try to do it on a daily basis.